Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Ocean Protocol, shall we? So pretty much, in my opinion, the most bullish chart in cryptocurrency as far as altcoins are concerned. And I know we've only got a tiny little piece to analyze here. I know that I should really be looking at previous price action, but in my opinion, it's pretty bullish. In many ways, what we're looking at here is a cup-in handle within a cup-in handle, and like I say, I'm telling anybody to buy anything. That's not for me to say. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't be doing anything reckless. This is a highly volatile asset here, but I think it's worth buying every single dip. Now, in my opinion as well, I know I've said that a few times, in my opinion, there is likely to be a large dip take place shortly with Bitcoin and also every other crypto asset out there. I think we're reaching pretty much a top at the moment, and we might have another $1,000 to go, but there will definitely be a well-needed cooling off period for Bitcoin, and it could bring us all the way down to around about 13,000. It shouldn't bring us down any further than that, I should say, but it could bring us down that far, which is about 20% retracement for where we are at right now. I think a lot of people get blinded sometimes when something just continues to go up, that it's just going to keep going up, but that's not really the way to look at things. In fact, that's if you start thinking like that, then it's almost certainly time to get out. Anyway, there are some conflicting things that we're looking at here, which don't really worry me a great deal. But the MACD is looking a little tired, even though it's still very bullish. The RSI is looking okay, but it's broken its structure here, and also the money flow index is kind of sort of mooching around in the middle of nowhere. However, we are being supported basically every single time now on the 10 exponential moving average. Prior to that, it was the 20 simple, which is essentially the center of the Bollinger Band on the daily chart. So we were bullish from this point here and here and here and here, and every dip gets bought up. Then we moved it up, moved into another gear, which is basically bullish gear, where we basically get supported on the 10 exponential, and that's where we've been supported at the moment. If this breaks down, it's not such a big deal. It can come down to just below 50 cent, and if that breaks down, then well, yeah, we'll be looking for a bit more of a drop, but down to around 45 cent. Again, in my opinion, it's worth buying every dip where they come with this coin, and don't forget to take your profits as well. But that's not for me to tell you. Like I say, that's for you to make your own decision. Like I say, I'm at the moment believing that we are getting close to a top for the crypto market, and there will be a pullback. However, provided Bitcoin is still above this upwards facing trend line, which has been relevant for about 3.5 years, where we're rejected and then supported above, and then when we get above it we go crazy. You can see that this is the end of the last cycle, basically, where we went absolutely crazy. But then when we eventually came down, we come back down to test it, bouncing, breakdown, rejection. And then when we finally broke above it again, all the way up, bouncing. Lots of bounces on this trend line, actually, if you zoom in a little closer. Lots of bounces on the trend line. And then breaking down beneath it, and then coming up to test it and being rejected from it. So it's a big deal, this trend line. And if we're above it, everything's good to go. If we're beneath it, unfortunately, there's only one way, which is further down. So long as we're above here, the bull market's still good to go, and this could definitely mean a 20% retracement from where we are at right now, and still be extremely bullish on Bitcoin, which basically means extremely bullish on the rest of the market. So it's always good to have a fair amount of Bitcoin, especially when dominance is up and down and all over the place. There's definitely a lot of rotation, but generally speaking, a lot of the profits end up falling back into Bitcoin, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And also fundamentally, it's now been accepted and is now currently available to buy and sell on PayPal. Sorry, losing my train of thought. On PayPal, which is allowing small time, I suppose, retail investors, small time, I would imagine. I can't imagine many people buying tons and tons of it on there, but an accumulating effect would allow for some of these cryptocurrencies, like the ones that are available on there, which I believe are just Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Bitcoin at the moment. I don't think they're going to be expanding a great deal to their varieties, but they probably will. There may be a competitor to Coinbase over the next few years, but for the moment it's very, very new, and I imagine there'll be some people dabbling within that, which in my opinion, it's one of those things which is buy the rumor and sell the news. Once people start buying on PayPal, I think that will be one I suppose reason for the institutional money to dump into that, because that's how they like to make their money. They like to take the retail money to the institution, and I think that's what's likely to happen. I think that the rumor has been bought, and now the news will be sold because it's come to fruition. So let those people pick up their bitcoins, or their little fractions of bitcoins, and then just allow them to just have their investments dumped into, basically. So I think that's what's likely to happen, and yes, it's good news for cryptocurrency in general, but I don't think it's good news for price action over the next week or so. It's one of those counterintuitive situations where you think this is it now. I mean, it is good for the long run, but I do believe that those poor souls will be dumped into and they'll lose out just in the short term, obviously. Anyway, so that is where I stand with Bitcoin, and that's where I stand with Ocean Protocol. This one is, I'm not saying that this is a cup in handle. I mean, it looks like one, and so does this look like one, but this is only a very small chart. But in my opinion, fundamentals are here for this one, and it kind of reminds me a little bit like Chainlink, even mimicking the same kind of price. Once and if and when this big dump does take place for Bitcoin, this is where a lot of my money will end up going into. I think when it comes to holding cryptocurrencies, I pick on several different for several different reasons, but fundamentals are in place for this coin. Not only just the fundamentals, but the chart is also showing extreme strength, even at this early stage. So it might be a long-term hold, but whatever it is for me, it's definitely a highly volatile asset, which does go up a lot and does come down a lot, which offers a lot of opportunity. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Take it easy.